Hello, Anne.
Hi.
Hi, Teresa. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Sherry. Just a minute. I gotta go tell Lisa that we're here. Where did we go here? I lost her.
I
Okay.
see you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I gotta.
Oh yeah. There's Lisa. Okay. There we go.
Here I am.
There you
There she
are. Did
is.
you get your sound sorted out, Anne?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yep. But I'm not
Yep.
getting an echo now, so that sounds good. Um, sounds all
Glad
good.
you're here, Ann.
Yes. Welcome. Welcome.
I'm glad to
So
be here. I think this is year three.
year
Well, we
three.
we have
I
done at
think this.
least two,
Yeah, we've
but
done at least two.
I know
we
I
don't
did.
do them all at a certain time of year though. So I can't remember even when we did the other ones.
Um, we usually do it for our birthday.
Right.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
You know,
January.
for in January for not for our birthday, but for our channel birthday.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
That's usually when we do it. So, but this one we just I've been gone and we haven't gotten to stream, so we decided to stream together. Um,
Mm.
I'm not going to try to say hello to everybody because they popped in so fast, and I'm just going to tell you all. I'm really glad you're here. Um, Anne, what are you going to work on?
Well, I was watching Lisa earlier today, and I'm going. That's what I did. I took a book. I buy books
Hmm.
at the dollar store, and then I tear them down, rip out pages, and because I was kind of caught by surprise, because I just found out yesterday that this was Christmas in July. So I'm
Hmm.
scrambling around, um, finding Christmas stuff, but I've already gutted the book. And so at least we don't have to go through that part of it. And I
Yeah, they've
follow it.
already had to watch that.
Right. And it's a good thing that I had planned to do that before coming live, but I've been following. It's called an altered book pattern, and by a crafter named Bohemian Crafting,
Oh,
Ava,
she's
Yes.
fabulous. Yeah. Hmm.
and she altered which blew my mind. She altered a paperback book, and I figured, I've always been told you can't alter a book unless it's got sewn in signatures, which are harder and harder to find. And she did a paperback book, and I did that with a paperback book, and it didn't fall apart. And it's one of my most favorite journals that I've ever made, and it's about yay thick. So I've been doing that process with hardcover books that are not sewn signatures.
Hmm.
And she's got a specific formula. You tear out X amount of pages and then glue two together and so forth and so on. So that's what I've done. So I kind of like what Lisa did. You tore out about what, a half or a third of your book?
I
Two
tore out
thirds.
2/3. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
I kept one page and tear out two and keep one and tear out two. And then I glued two of those together.
yeah. And hers is kind of like that. It's a little bit, take out 5 pages and then glue two together, take five more, and then 10 more and 20 more. And then she's got some neat little things where you tear out and add some gold, and you've got, you cut in, a couple of tags that are cut in and some pockets. So that's what I did, and I'm going to be working on. And I've got a plethora of, those free Christmas cards you get in the mail.
Hmm.
And so that's what I'm going to be playing with, and maybe making a tag or two, or doing some
Some
embellishing.
embellishment.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Sounds good. Thank you,
thank you,
Teresa.
Teresa. Thank you very much for sharing it. We appreciate it. The last pocket I made. Okay, so this pocket, I folded my paper in half and then I turned it into a pocket, right, from the side. Well, I want to make these pockets top down. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. But one of the things I don't like is this paper is really white on the back. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to cut it. Like right here, I'm going to cut it. That way I can stain it or ink it inside so that it doesn't look white. And then, you know what? I think I'm going to make 2 different kinds of pockets on this one page. I think I will make a pocket that's this way and then a pocket that's that way. No. I think I'll make I think I will make 2 pockets that go down like that.
She will think and she will rethink.
Yes, I will do it multiple times because that's what it takes. Put time
No
in to
thinking's
do
allowed,
it.
right? Not at this
What-
hour. Thinking.
What'd you say? Thinking?
I said
Oh
no
yeah, I'm not
thinking's
sure.
allowed at this hour.
Teresa's got to go get her glasses. Okay, and Jeffrey brought me treats.
Let me see.
Salty treat.
Oh,
Ooh.
yum. I had some of those a little bit ago.
Yeah. I like them because they're salty.
Me too.
However, they crunch.
Now, did you hear me crunching? I don't hear you crunching, so.
No, I don't
Okay.
hear any crunching. No crunching.
You may have to hear my dog bark, but
Yeah, I have a salty tooth. I'd much rather have salty stuff than sweet stuff.
Oh, always. Salty stuff is my thing. I've always been, salty has always been my thing.
Yep.
Now, I eat more candy now than I ever did in my life before, but yeah, that'll do. It's just one of those, I don't know why I'm eating more candy, but I have been.
Have you ever had the chocolate covered potato chips?
No, but I'm going to tell you that sounds so good. I don't know where do you get chocolate covered potato chips?
And actually, it's a Florida company.
Company?
Yeah.
Yes, but you do realize that I don't technically live it.
Well,
I
I
don't-
know. What do you refer to Pensacola as? Southern Alabama.
Lower Alabama. Yeah, we live in Lower Alabama. We don't live
Lower
in Florida.
Alabama. That's
Yeah.
the terminology. I think
We
that's
live in LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've always laughed at that. Yeah, I'm like 8-9 hours away from you in
Yep.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very different here. It really is different here.
Oh yeah, because you really are Southern, and Middle Florida is not Southern.
Right. Right.
Totally different culture.
Barbara had the salty stuff and she's watching the news with Linda.
Yeah.
We're just glad you're all here. We're just having fun. But chocolate covered salt probably would be my downfall. Mm-hmm.
that's why I like the salted caramel stuff.
Oh yes, they even have that ice cream that is a salted caramel ice cream, like a gelato. I think. No, that gelato.
Yeah.
is a crafting thing, but you
I
know.
can't remember the name of the brand, but
Yeah.
Trentelli or something like that. My daughter
Yes.
likes
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. I think that's it. Yep.
When we were in, we went to LeClaire, Iowa, which
Okay.
is where Antiques, what is that? Not
Antique
Roadshow.
Roadshow?
No, not Antique Roadshow.
Antique Archaeology.
Yeah, Antique Archaeology is. And so we went to LeClaire, and we were downtown, and there was this little boutique thing, and she had a handmade locally made salted caramel. I've never had anything so good in my life. Oh my gosh, that stuff was so good. I brought mom some, and I had to have one out of mom's bag.
She'll never know.
No, she didn't know. Uh-uh. So,
Well, as a kid, I grew up on Long Island, and we used to go to Jones Beach, and you could buy the saltwater taffy. And that was kind of a little salty, not too much, but it was not super sweet. And it was a soft taffy. We used to get that and eat it while we walked on the boardwalk.
We always bought saltwater taffy at the fair.
Okay, all right.
and I try to stay away from it because I have really bad teeth, but that doesn't mean I stay away from it. It's just
Well, the nice thing
Taffy
about the
is worse
saltwater
than car-
taffy is it's pretty soft. It's not like a hard taffy, as I
Yeah.
do.
Taffy and caramel is two things that seems to bother my crowns.
Yeah.
You know, that's what cost me a crown a couple of years ago was caramel.
Well, that's a pretty expensive caramel then.
Yeah, it was definitely an expensive caramel. But of course the crown was also, 40 years old.
Okay.
I
had a porcelain crown put in that cracked. And the guy that did the work, I wanted a gold crown. And at the time, the gold crown and the porcelain were the same price. And he convinced me to get a porcelain. So when it cracked, I went back and I said, now would you put the gold one in? And of course, the gold one I still have is fine.
Well, the problem with the gold ones is they thin over time.
Yeah.
And I've got lots of both. I've got several of both. My porcelain ones are in better shape. The gold ones are thinning. The other thing about them is that now the dentist I have now can make the crown in the office and you can get it the same day. So you don't have to go around with that silly
the temporary, yeah.
But
it
the
doesn't
last
cost me-
crown I got was made in the office like that, and I got to watch it.
Yeah, I got to watch mine.
Oh, that's cool.
They're porcelain, but it's like one of those 3D printers.
Oh, yes. That makes
And
sense.
it's really cool watching them make it. So, of course, now it seems like they have to do a root canal every time I have to have a new crown.
That's what precipitated mine was a root canal first. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, did I see you're going to have a special guest on one of your live streams here coming up?
I am, and I was hoping that I would be able to announce that here on your.
Of course, you can announce it.
We want you to announce it. We're excited for you.
We're excited. Mm-hmm.
I am beyond excited. Mike Deacon is going to be joining me this Sunday on my live stream, and he has put together a special Mission Inspiration prop list for all of us to play along with him. And I stream 5 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, and he's going to be joining me. And this all occurred through a third party person that comes into my streams and heard me talk about Mike on several of my streams, and she knows him, talked to him, and he's the one that suggested that he might join me on one of my streams. So it was his idea, and
how wonderful!
I'm so excited. We've met, and he wasn't familiar with StreamYard, and we walked through StreamYard and kind of set up our equipment and such. So, yeah, it's going to happen. I'm pretty psyched because I've been a fan of his since, at least 2016. So I'm pretty psyched.
Oh yeah, I love watching him. I don't watch him all the time, but I love watching him.
Yeah. So that's what's happening Sunday here on my little old stream.
Sunday at 5.
Yep, 5
And you're
Eastern.
Eastern time. Yeah.
I am Eastern.
So that makes her what, 6 or 4? 4.
4 for you folks.
4 for us.
Yep.
Yeah, because she comes on about the time you get off usually.
Yeah. Mhm. Well, I'm going to make sure I'm off by 4 to this Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Just stop in and say, hey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am really, very excited. Totally unexpected.
Well, that is just awesome.
Yeah. And the woman that made this possible, her name is Barbara Every. I think Barbara Every. And she lives obviously in England and knows Mike. So
How fun. Just how fun.
mhm. So you never know. You just never know. So thank you for
Barbara's going to play. Well, we need to make sure we mention it again before you get off because just in case someone else comes in that,
Okay, thank you.
don't let me forget.
Oh, I
That's
won't.
because I might forget.
I might too, but maybe between all of us,
Between all of us, we'll remember his
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. Mhm.
maybe. I don't know. You guys are still going pretty strong here.
Oh, this isn't the part of the time that gets to be a
No, I
problem.
know. It's what do they call it? The grave hour, the graveyard shift.
The 3 o'clock in the morning was.
Yeah, the 3 to 6 is the worst. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's see how this. Oh, I forgot this edge.
But you guys are old pros at this. So.
No, we haven't done it that many times, but we've done it a few.
A few.
Enough we can say that we've always managed to survive it just fine.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi, Violet.
Hey, Violet. Can I get your autograph?
Yeah, I
There you
know.
go. We need her autograph. That's right. Uh-huh.
There you go.
Okay. So this is going to be a double pocket. Oh, my headset's disconnected again. Okay, why is it doing that? Just why? Okay, we'll just switch it out and see if that works.
That reminds me, I forgot to switch mine out when we switched over here. I need to do that because I want to.
Well, it doesn't say it needs any juice.
I'm lining my book. This was a Christmas gift bag that I cut apart that I'm using to be the end pages of the journal, which I thought was pretty.
Yeah, that'll be really pretty on there.
Oh yeah. Is
And
that
here's
like a
the-
gift bag or?
It was a gift bag. Yeah, it was a gift bag that I cut down. And here's the other. And this
Uh-huh.
actually should have been on the front page because that's the glittery one, but that'll go on the back. It's okay.
Lisa's making a collage from the looks of it.
Yeah, out of a greeting card that had it had these 4 elements on the greeting card, so it had tags and
Mhm.
this. I thought, and then this was from another card. I thought, okay, I'll just put all that together and make a,
Excellent. Yeah.
because collage is my favorite thing to do.
Mine
Mhm.
too. I bought the Pantone cards. I call them Pantone cards, but they're Pantone cards. And a lot of people have been painting on them. And I'm
Mhm.
not a really good painter, but I've been collaging on my Pantone cards. And I've almost done about half of them. I bought the box of 100. And what I've done is I went through all of my magazine clippings, things that I've been harvesting for years, and I went through that and just pulled out pictures that were about the size of the Pantone cards,
Mm-hmm.
just threw them in a basket, and now I'm just going through them and matching, the color of the Pantone card to the images that I have from magazines and kind of collaging on them, and it's been fun.
Well, I haven't done much of anything, but that's just um, the way it's gone. We whenever we go off on a trip, when we come back, there's a lot to do. Just simply because all doctors' appointments, dentists, eye doctors, mom's doctors, all of that stuff has to get set for while
Yeah.
we're here. So it all comes due kind of at the same time. And then, of course, the house is very dusty and dirty and has to be cleaned, even though nobody was here.
Of course, a lightning strike here and there doesn't help much, right?
Yeah, that lightning strike just kind of toasted everything. It was
Oh,
not
that
a
was scared the hell. I mean, I would have been terrified. I mean,
well, and the biggest problem was we didn't know, we couldn't find the strike. We couldn't find the strike point, and therefore we couldn't look to see if there was fire
right?
anywhere.
That would be my concern. Is there something burning
Yeah.
somewhere? Yeah.
And part of the power was out because half the house was without power, because the ground faults actually, they didn't just pop. The ground faults that you have like in the kitchen and the bathroom,
Right.
they will pop and then you can reset them.
Right.
Well, these kind of blew to the point where they had to be replaced. The
Oh my
electrician
gosh.
had to. Oh yeah, they were ruined. And we have one in every single line we have because of the type of power we have, the fact that our house is old.
Right.
So, it was good that they were there. But
Those
at
are
the
those
same
special. Those are the special plug-in things that you have where there's ever water, right? And they have a
Right.
little fuse in them,
Right.
right? Okay.
Right. But because we have two-phase wiring,
Okay.
what you do to update two-phase wiring is to put those ground fault plugs at the very beginning of every single line in your house.
Oh,
So
wow.
every single line that comes off the electric box has one of those ground faults in it. That was something that we did the minute we bought the house. It updates that. It helps with your insurance when you have an old house. But two-phase wiring doesn't have a ground line, and that's why you put those things in. We learned that when we were in South Dakota in another house that was older, and it makes everything up to code, that kind of thing.
Right.
And but two of those in two different lines in the house actually were bad. They got toasted by the thing. So we didn't even have all of our fans, let alone not having the air conditioner.
Oh, I know that the air conditioning is the worst.
Yeah, the air conditioner was the worst. The thing of it is Jeff had to go up in the attic in the dark, of course, to check to make sure we didn't have any fire in the attic. And we were trying to go outside to look, and the lightning was still hitting everywhere. So it was like, okay, we can't do that. We got to stay in the house.
Like a battlefield.
And yeah, it was one of those nights. And then, like I said, then the electrician came, and I mean, I called Monday morning. Well, I actually called Sunday and left a message, and apparently my message didn't get through, so I waited a little long. But we've had the original work we had done on the house. We had a different electrical company and we were not happy. So, but since then, McCombs, which is the one we use, has been out many times for different things,
Mm-hmm.
to do different stuff for us. Um, we had some, I had a kitchen light that when Jeff went to replace the light fixture, he looked at it and he said, I'm not touching it because it was crumbly. And so we called the guys and they came out and did it. And while they were here, we have these funny lights in the dining room. They're like sconce lights on the wall. And there's
Oh,
no,
okay. All right. Yeah.
they're on the wall, but there was no switch for them.
So they were
And
hardwired in or something? Or?
they're hardwired in. Well, we bought some really fun things at what do you call that place? Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, yeah. The restore.
Restore, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We bought several different light fixtures to go on the wall, but they didn't have any switches in them. Jeffrey been trying to install them, and they wouldn't work.
Oh,
So while
man.
the guys were out here, we had hunted everywhere for some little switches to go in those lights, right?
Right.
While the guys were here, they go, "Oh, you need to do this, this, and this," and it's just they were so sweet. They helped us with that, and something else. Oh, we called them back to double check that the original people had done something right because we were not sure that they had. And then one time the power to we have a little tiny old garage, the kind that my car won't hardly fit in.
Right.
And and the power was out in there. It's just out in there. And we couldn't figure it out. They come out and pushed one of those ground fault plugs that are outside. So they're really good to us. They've taken real good care of us. Anyways, the electrician came and he said, I can fix your electrical all day long. And he fixed it right up, and we had all our fans were back on. And
Mhm.
he said, but I can't fix your air conditioner because I'm not an air conditioner guy.
Right, he's not an air
Like, "Oh,
conditioning
no."
guy. Right.
So we had to call the air conditioner guy,
Right.
who did get there the same day. But then, like I said earlier, it had actually melted the solder
Oh my
into puddles on the circuit board.
That's just amazing.
Yeah. Well, he told me that, what did he say? 4,500 volts, I think
Oh
is
my-
what he said. Is what a lightning strike will do.
Okay. Now, this is a silly question, but if you had a lightning rod on your roof, I mean, I know that's an old-fashioned kind of Ben Franklin thing, but
A lightning rod is simply a rod with a ground wire that goes into the ground.
right, that kind of
Okay.
diverts that.
Yeah, but it doesn't really work very well when you've got 500 lightning strikes happening at the same time.
Okay.
And Pensacola is known for lightning.
Okay.
But there are these things called surge protectors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. And there's two different kinds, and you can have two different stages where the first surge protector would take that 4,500 volts and drop it to 2,000 or something, and then another surge protector after that would drop it further.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. But they cost a lot of money.
Oh,
And
geez.
now, if we'd had to have a new stove and a new wash machine and every single, computer and all that kind of stuff, it would be worth having that surge protector. And we haven't discussed it just yet because.
And then there's that age-old question: does lightning strike twice?
Well, Jeff's brother used to work for the city. He worked for the city sewer department, and he has been hit twice.
Oh man.
Yeah. He was in a manhole in a dropped in a manhole, and it hit that metal ring
Oh,
around the manhole cover,
oh my
and
Lord.
dropped him right down in the bottom of it. The guy that was with him reached down and physically drug him out of the hole, or he'd have been, dead probably because of the
I would think
fumes
what,
and stuff that
cardiac
was in the
arrest,
hole.
right? At least, right?
Yeah. Well, he has an implanted. What do you call this thing? If his heart rate drops to a certain thing, it zaps him.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh, like a defibrillator, a built-in defibrillator or a
yeah, kind
pacemaker.
of like well, it's not a pacemaker. It's more like a built-in defibrillator.
Yeah, that's what my
Um,
sister just had one of those installed, a
yeah,
defibrillator.
and really and truly, there's never been that much of a problem. But he does have a slight. There's they have to monitor it every so often,
Sure.
and
Wow.
but the second time he was real close to a telephone pole, and it hit the pole and jumped to him. So
Yeah.
so it does hit you twice, maybe
Right,
not the
I guess.
same
Yeah,
place.
I know. I know. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, and my parents' house, which is across town, they got hit one year, and it took out her stove and the TV and light and fan and anything with a circuit board it'll take out. That's the first thing the electrician asked me, is if my stove was out. I said, well, I happen to have a gas range, so
Mhm.
the gas is working just fine, but I don't know if everything else works
Well, it has
because
what, electric or electronic ignition igniter? It clicks.
it has electronic igniters, but it also, the oven and everything like that is
Right.
electronic. So I said, but that's only 110 volts. That particular part of the stove is only 110 volts. So I wasn't terribly worried about that, but it was fine. I had to. Yeah, he is very lucky. He Perry was very lucky with that. But
Just wasn't his time.
it wasn't his turn. That's right. It wasn't his turn. Um,
That's amazing.
but it's also amazing that he hasn't contracted some terrible disease, because was constantly jumping into sewer ponds. And if the pump doesn't work, then you got to get in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very interesting couple of days. Now,
Right.
we also got very lucky in the fact that I figured it'd be thousands of dollars for that circuit board,
Yeah.
and the circuit board was under warranty.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
How long? How long was that warranty for?
10. It's a 10-year warranty.
Oh, wow.
It's a Train.
Train's
Now,
a good,
that was
good product. Yeah.
yeah. The company that the electrical company that we're using now is not who installed it, but I didn't want to call the guys that installed it simply because they've sold out, and the new owners are not as efficient, and all the guys that used to work for them have just about gone, and I wasn't sure I could get the one guy I wanted to come take care of it, and McCombs was already on site, so
Yeah.
I decided to just go with them, and I was very, very pleased with the guys that came out. He couldn't fix it that day, but it was because he didn't have that part.
Yeah.
It wasn't his. Yeah, they had to order it. So.
But you're up and cooling.
Oh yeah, Yes, we were down 2.5 days.
That's long enough. Jeez.
In this weather, it is.
Yeah. Well, the community I live in, all our utilities, all our electrical lines are underground, which helps. But
Uh,
when there is an outage, that means the outage, whatever the problem is, that means it's underwater and they can't get to it until the water
mm-hmm.
recedes. And
Yeah.
we had it was Tropical Storm Faye
Uh-huh.
that dumped about 22 inches of rain right on top of right here. And we lost our power. We lost our power and AC for about, well, it was 3 days. And I had carp, huge carp swimming up my sidewalk.
Yep. Yep.
Gigantic. And the sandhill cranes were having a feast. They were spearing the carp and gorging themselves on carp.
On carp. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
We had, when Sally hit us, we had more than 14 inches of rain in the yard.
Yep.
It crawled up the stairs
Yeah.
out front and was almost to the point of coming in the house. We got lucky; it did not get to the floorboards underneath. So, while Jeffrey, we don't have a basement, but we have a sump pump because when those storms hit us, we get water, and so Jeff has to get under the house and get that
Oh,
water on.
Yeah.
So,
We're on a slab, you know.
yeah, if we were on a slab, we'd have been underwater more than one time.
And we're just elevated. We were just elevated just a wee bit, and 2 houses down, they had water that came up the little step from the garage into the kitchen, and they had water, and the water got within about 6 feet of the garage, entering the garage. So we were
Very
just
fortunate.
that much. But I couldn't go to work, and the fire hydrants were literally underwater. And I was driving at the time. I was right. I was driving a Mazda Miata, which is about what 5 inches.
Teresa says, they say it's hard to stop a train, but I guess
Uh,
Tanya and Jeff had to figure out a way.
Yeah,
well, but she also says there are not a lot of people trained to handle a train.
right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, when we bought this house, the heating unit was in the attic. The air conditioner had been trashed and taken apart in pieces outside the outside unit to get the copper that was in it. This was a repossessed house. Is the deal, and we never intended to live in it right away, but to insure it, certain things had to be done,
Hmm.
and we intended to fix it up over time,
Right.
and so we bought it, and 3 weeks after that, if it was the full 3 weeks, I'm not sure, we had a roofer, an electrician, and a heat and air conditioner guy all here at the same time. So I had a week of having total craziness here to get all of this stuff taken care of so that we were settled, because we were headed on our first big retirement trip.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then 2 days into our first retirement trip, we got in that wreck.
Oh gosh, I remember that. I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
So it was good that we had done all of that other stuff, because just the matter of the floors and the fact that the house had to be cleaned and painted, and of course the water heater didn't work, there were no appliances, things like that, that had to be dealt with.
Oh,
And it took us a while to get, it took about I think we were here about 5 months. We stayed on Jeff's dad's floor.
yeah.
So, but we didn't do it, Teresa. Mother Nature took care of our train. And Mother Nature can stop a train in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. Yeah.
In a heartbeat. Of course, the fact that it lifted me out of my chair was very interesting too.
Yeah.
Your
I read that.
son-in-law is trained to start a train. Well, I know that if you start a train and don't put the brakes on, you could have an issue. There was a big movie about that. It was a pretty good movie too. Lisa, I think you should make us big and show us the last couple of pages you made, because I didn't get to see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't, honey. I can't make anybody big. We're on your channel.
Oh, see, and that's my problem. I'm already losing it. Uh-huh.
You need to make.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
I love that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like the way you have that open, like open.
That was a swap you did, wasn't it, Lisa?
Do you want this?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was I think it was on Becky's channel. We did a
Mhm.
swap with the t-shirt pockets, or I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, we stuffed them with stuff and mailed them to each other.
Okay.
And this was mine, and I used the stuff out of it, but I didn't put this in a book until now.
Very nice.
There's that one, and then this is the one I did before that. So
Lovely. That looks so
and
nice.
there's these back
I
here.
love the kids in their jammies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that a vintage publication with the kids in their jammies, or?
Yeah, it was Butterwick. It says Fashion News, December 1961.
Oh, okay.
So it's even older than me.
Yeah. Very cool.
Not older than me.
Not older than me.
Okay. Sorry I said anything.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Tanya and I jumped all over that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, Lisa. Medicare is really cool.
Well, I'm ready for it. But they won't give it to me for a while.
Probably not. Mm-mm.
No.
Even the deal the other day, I got this bill from the eye doctor. I'm having to have these glaucoma screening things, and I got this bill from the eye doctor for $12, and so I had to take Mom in, and we go to a specific clinic thing because of problems. They're not just regular optometrists; they have specialists.
Right.
Anyways, so I go in and I'm like, I got a bill, and I'm not supposed to get a bill because you have 2 insurance companies that you're supposed to go through before anything happens, and there shouldn't be any money that I owe you. She said, well, you don't have any money that I said, well, then how come you sent me a bill? And she said, well, I don't know what they did because everything is covered. Your Blue Cross paid the $12 that Medicare didn't pay, and I don't know why. I'm like, okay, well, as long as you got it fixed, because I don't want to owe any money.
Right.
So,
well, I got all this paperwork. When you get the statement, and I have a supplemental, right? And you get the statement, and then you have 3 pages of foreign languages, which they could see.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. I mean, I wish I could. Just just send it to me in English, and I don't need Vietnamese and French and Spanish and Hebrew. Just save some. Save a tree.
I was going to say, quit killing all these trees. Yep.
And it was all of this was, and the bill was, not kidding you. I was showing some people in my stream. It was for a penny.
Oh my goodness.
A penny. I owed the dermatologist a penny. And I wanted to go into the dermatologist's office and just put where they have a person where you can see your bill or pay. I wanted to go in and just put a penny down on the counter. But the next time I got the statement, the penny had been removed. So it was crazy.
Thank heavens.
Yeah. What it cost, to process a bill for a penny.
Well, and it cost them more to send that bill in the
Of course
mail.
it did, with postage, and someone had to. I mean, I know there's machines that fold that stuff, but someone had to. I don't. Maybe machine stuffs the envelope. I don't know, but it was just. Who knows? But it was a penny.
Is Brittany still here?
Brittany, are you still
I was
here?
just going to say, what was I going to say to Brittany? Just a minute now. Why did I need to say something to Brittany?
Front of the store, Brittany, come to the front of the store.
Okay, well, now I've said something about finding her, and now I can't remember what I was going to say to her.
Maybe when she shows up, you'll.
Well, she said they were going on a date tonight, so she may not be here.
Yeah, but she said she was home and full.
Oh, okay.
Okay, missed that.
Okay.
Maybe she's also tired.
Yeah,
Maybe.
well, and she's tired, and now I can't remember why I wanted to tell her something. I cannot remember what I wanted to tell her. It took me that long to forget it.
Okay. That was my next question. Did you remember what you? There she is.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sweetie. I forgot. I don't know what it was. Yeah, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. What were we talking about? We were talking about something.
Medical bills and paperwork and air conditioning and Medicare and glaucoma and just to name a few things.
And that has nothing to do with Brittany. So why did I think Brittany and then forget what I wanted to tell her?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry, Brittany. I don't remember what it is.
Penny for your thoughts. That's right, Mitzi. Penny for
It was probably really important, though.
Yeah, it was something I really wanted to tell her. Because that's why I said something. Oh, I don't like this. And it's been like this since my surgery. That's another thing that's been bothering me.
Oh.
I have brain fog.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, I like the cardinal poking out the top too. Okay, so we're gonna do that like so. Brittany, if I remember, everything that reminds you of everything that reminds you of me. Ah, hi, Mindy. Okay, well, I don't remember.
I'll message you at 2:00 this morning.
There you go. I'll remember. I'll remember.
Brittany's like, please don't. Please don't.
You'll get that ding sound, right, when you have a message come in.
Oh, I hate it when that happens in the middle of the night.
Yes, I do too. I will write it down and then tell her tomorrow.
Okay.
Because, but that's if I can remember it, because at this moment in time, I can't tell you what it was about. Totally have forgotten. Okay, see, now I have two pockets, one right there and one right there.
Well, you remember that you wanted to tell Brittany something.
Yes, that's about as much as like going to the other room and yes, and anesthesia will make you have brain fog, and that's the only thing I can attribute it to. It's made me have more times where I have to think about what the word is I want to say. She already emailed me her address, Sherry, but thank you. That was one of the things that it could have been, but I knew she had done that. Oh, now I remember. I remember.
All right.
But I have to chew my pretzel, so I'll be right back.
Oh, geez. You're going to forget.
She had made the comment that some of that resin doesn't set for like 24 hours. Well, when I got up at 9, when we switched channels, I got up and went to the little girl's room. And I checked, and the resin was still sticky on where it had dripped. So I know it's still sticky. So that was why I wanted to tell Brittany, because it definitely is not drying really fast. So it's probably going to take 24 hours or so to set. I don't think the paperwork told me. And of course, I didn't read it really well. And it's very humid, and it says curing time will vary with humidity. Remember, humidity below 60% is recommended, and that's never going to happen here.
No,
I don't think our humidity is ever below 60%.
I was saying, if you got your air conditioning running pretty strong, it might lower the humidity in the in the house.
Yes, it's running pretty strong, and it's better, but I don't know that it'd be. I don't know how low it would be, but
you have to move to Arizona or New Mexico to get that.
But you know what? I have a lot more trouble with my eyes when we're out west, where it's dry.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
The first year my eyes that we went out, my eyes got so bad I couldn't drive the motorhome. I couldn't see well enough to drive. And I couldn't figure out what was wrong, and it was just simply dry eyes. Just that was all it was.
Wow.
And the eye doctor told me I could use eye drops, a lot more often than I do, but I'm back in my horizontal haven. Okay, and she's going to make her iPad screen big and not be able to see chat.
Here's a question.
Hopefully it will be to where I can show them off tomorrow. I would think so. It wasn't super, gooey or anything. It was just still tacky. So
Hey, here's a question. Why is it called the little girl's room?
Oh, why did I call it the little girl's
No,
room?
but everybody does.
Oh, everybody does?
Yeah, I have to go to the little girl's room. Why is it called the little girl's room? I've often wondered.
Well,
because
I
admitting
have
out
those-
loud what you're doing makes you feel like a little girl.
that's right. Yeah.
I guess, but I often wonder about those expressions and where they come from. Like have a good one. Have a good one. What? I mean, I know it means have a good day, but we used to say have a good one. That expression is always, I don't know. I think it's weird. Have a good one. All right. It's better than saying have a bad one, but. Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing some really cool uh
Is it a
collages.
little boy's room? Yeah, it is. I think they even do say that, isn't there? Yeah,
It'd be the little boys' room if Jeffrey was going there.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
I guess you're right.
Hmm.
They do say little boy's room too. That's just, I'm sorry. I just think that's odd.
No, there's no reason to be sorry. Oh, we were on our trip. We were in some restaurant. And Jeff said, "Did you see the sign on the restrooms?" I said, "No, why?" I mean, I did, but I didn't pay any attention. Instead of, the little man and the little lady, they had their little hands, crossed in front of them.
Ah, that's cute.
Teresa, I did have right after I had my cataract surgery, they did go in and do a little bit of a laser touch up. But what's happening with my eyes right now is not that. Um, I'm having a huge problem with dry eyes, and they're doing baseline tests because he's found glaucoma.
Oh,
Um, and he's doing more testing than normal because he wants to make sure he wants to be able to follow progression and know how fast it's doing its thing and whatnot. The but I have tremendously dry eyes, and part of that is my allergies, and part of it is um, my sinuses things and just stuff. But when my eyes get really dry, they get really foggy. Now the vision problem I'm having right now is I'm not sure. I'm having trouble seeing the chat and stuff like that. So, but I think it's slowly. Powder room, yes, powder room is another one I've heard. But yes, he already did some um, lasering to my lenses when I had my cataracts. About 3 months after I had my cataract surgery, I think is when he did it. Oh, come on.
well, it's a good thing that they're keeping a close
Yeah.
eye on it. I know that's silly. I didn't mean it to be like, but
Oh, yes, it's a very good thing that they're keeping a close eye on it. And hopefully, because there is medications for it too,
mhm.
if it gets to that point. But he didn't feel it was worth that right now. But the you have to do these baseline tests, multiple ones so that he can see.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm probably going to have cataract surgery in the next month or so. That's coming up, but I think it's
well, that was it was
easy.
kind of it was kind of ooh kind of thing, but
Yeah, I
it
know.
was really one of those things that was the best thing that could possibly have happened because it worked out very well. I have no qualms about it.
Yeah.
I did have a serious stigmatism. Used to say I'm going to powder my nose until my sister told her there was not a nose down there. Oh, that's good.
There you go.
So, but yeah, when I go in and they put the drops in my eyes and my eyes are nice and moist, I actually have 20/20 vision in one eye and which way is it? 25, 20, 20, 20, 25.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
One eye is better than 20/20.
Right.
But I did have they put what do you call it?
Thanks, Mitzi.
They put specialized lenses in my eyeballs
Okay.
because of my stigmatism.
Okay.
Because they will replace the lens in your eye, and then I had to pay for it, but my glasses, I have to have two pair because I have super sensitive to sun. It's always been that way. So I have to have dark sunglasses. So if I'm wearing prescription glasses, I have to have regular ones and I have to have prescription ones, because you cannot buy slip-on things to go over regular glasses that are dark enough. So
Okay.
every time I got glasses, it was about $2,500.
Oh my Lord! I thought paying $400 for a pair of glasses was
No, it was easy $1,200 a pair. So by paying to get these special lenses put in, I don't have to buy glasses anymore. So that means that, because I was having to have them changed every 2 to 3 years at the least, at the most, and so this makes it way better not to have to do that. So I was very pleased, and my distance vision is amazing. My up close vision, because the up close vision is not good, but that's
right.
The other thing is, they will tell you, and you can have it done. You can have one lens put in for close up and one lens put in for distance.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you can have that done.
However,
if you're not used to it, you want to really consider doing that.
well, I have trifocals, and I've had trifocals for years. But so after cataract surgery, you ended up having lenses put in, so you didn't have to wear glasses at all.
That's yes, it's called a prism lens. Okay, that's what Teresa's saying. It's called a prism lens. My mother has you get a new lens, period, but a basic one won't necessarily correct your vision. The lens to correct your vision might cost you out of pocket some, but it corrects your vision. I only have to wear glasses for close-up work. These are Dollar Tree stuff.
Oh, okay. Like, readers, what they call them.
Yeah, they're just readers. And that's how Jeff's is too. Jeff has to wear readers as well. But my mother, because she didn't have the specialized lenses put in, she has to have glasses.
Okay.
So, but the specialized lens thing is more common now than it used to be, I guess is what I should say. But Cheryl got the regular lenses, and yeah.
I've been wearing glasses since I was 8 years old, and I tried contacts once. Could never get used to them. And of course, this was a long time ago, and contacts have come a long way since then.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I had grit in my eyes. And it was such, a pain in the butt to, take them out and clean them and put them in, or blah, blah, blah. And it was so much easier just to, slap a pair of glasses on my face in the morning, that I didn't stick with the contact lenses.
Yeah. I was 5 when I got my first pair of glasses.
Okay.
And it was like the world was totally different, because I had never been able to see at all, and so that made it really, really nice to be able to see anything.
Right.
And then both beat. I was 18 months old when I got glasses.
When you got yours? Wow.
Yeah. How low can you go?
My mother just knew that she ruined me, because she went to work right before she started noticing my switch it, going cross-eyed.
Oh,
She just knew it was somehow trauma induced because she went to work.
oh dear.
Aw,
Oh no.
aw, you
I
poor
felt
Oh yeah.
hearing that, I feel so sorry for her. But the doctor assured her that no, it was not that. She did not have to feel the least bit guilty. He said a hereditary thing, and Mom was like, "Well, nobody else in our family's ever had it. How can it be hereditary?"
Mm.
And then I got two cousins that were younger than me that ended up with the same thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
so I
Uh-huh.
guess it was hereditary. We just hadn't seen it, and it may have been like in my great grandparents or something, and they
Right.
just walked around looking crooked.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
it
So
skipped a generation. You know how
yeah.
that's funny.
Okay. Well, I got this one done, and I like it, but I'm having more trouble with this one. I mean, it's okay.
I like your background paper. Yeah, that's what all I'm doing. I'm just gluing down.
I like it.
Yeah, it looks great. But the poinsettia, it's one of the
And I
few.
also like how the left one goes up and the right one comes down. It's kind of a a triangle there.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, and this kind of completes it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I guess I did it right if you saw that too, so that's good. That makes me happy.
Mhm.
I just trying to
Poinsettia is
figure
one of
out
the few flowers I can identify. So but I have a mini orchid that a neighbor gave me, and I think I can manage not to kill it because all it requires is one ice cube once a week to keep it alive.
Okay. You're gonna feed it an ice cube. All
Just
right.
one ice cube. And when he gave it to me, he said, I already gave it its ice cube for the week.
Okay.
So I've written that down on my calendar. I just wrote ice every Monday, just the word ice. So, and
And that will okay.
it's
Um,
itsy bitsy, tiny. It's a mini orchid. It's a
a
little
mini
tiny.
orchid. How fun. My dad loved orchids and used to have them at the house. I don't remember when he quit keeping them. But my dad went through hobbies like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it came with a little tiny card, and it had a lot of information on that little tiny card about one ice cube, how much sunlight, and then it did say it was pet friendly, which was good to know because I have a cat.
Oh yeah, and if certain things are not good for animals,
Well,
yeah.
and he gave me another plant that's in the azalea family that is toxic to cats.
Mm.
So I have put that on the shelf, like the windowsill in my shower. Which
there you go. I was gonna say, did you rehome that plant?
no, it's on the windowsill in my shower. So every time I take a shower, it gets a little bit of water, and it's in sunlight. So
Yeah.
That
The
sounds
I'm like,
cat's not
"Oh."
likely. Cat's not likely to get in the shower.
Exactly.
Um,
And I might not kill that one because I don't have to do any active watering of it. So it might live. What had
Well,
happened?
my house plant still hasn't gotten brought back in the house. I put it outside when we left. I always do, and I haven't even brought it back in. Yeah, see, Jeffrey sees the cornea doctor. Mom sees the retina doctor,
Oh wow.
and I see the general specialist. He does pretty much all the cataract surgeries up there, and handles glaucoma patients. Now, the regular optometrist downstairs handles glaucoma patients too, but since I already see the specialist, we go to a place called Center for Sight, and there's 5 specialists up there. But Jeff's eye disease is different than mom's, so they see 2 different people. Thing of it is that mom has to have a shot in her eyeball once a month or so. Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay. I'm sorry, what?
No, I was just going to tell a story. That's okay.
Go ahead.
There's a food delivery thing that's advertised on Facebook a lot called Factor. I don't know if anybody has seen it, but it comes up in my feed all the time. So I got suckered in, right? And so I signed up, and 50% off, all of that, blah, blah, blah. And you can order 6 meals, 8 meals, etc., depending on, and they're all single servings, right? And they're fresh made and delivered to your door. So I ordered 6 meals, and then I ordered another 6 for the next week because there was another discount.
Mm-hmm.
So it came to be the time for them to be delivered, and they were delivered. And I went out on the porch, and there's 2 gigantic boxes. I'm going, what? And that's not really what I said. I had other words added to the what. And I opened the boxes, and there were not 6 meals, but there were 24 meals. That's why I ended up with these plants from my neighbor, because I ended up feeding the friggin' neighborhood. Because I was only charged for 6.
Well, as long as that was the case. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I called the one neighbor, and she said, well, I'm a vegetarian, but she said, I'll call around. So she helped me get rid of a whole bunch. And then I stopped another neighbor who was walking over to visit another neighbor, and I stopped her and gave her some. And so I eventually got rid of all but the original 6 that I had planned on eating. They were okay. I mean, they were good. They were better than a frozen dinner, but anyway. So I called the guy. And I talked to a guy, Louis. Became really good friends with Louis. And Louis was a stay-at-home dad because I could hear a baby crying in the background. And he was very patient. And I told him, yeah, it was edible. It was pretty good. And I told him what my situation was. And he looked at my account and he said, well, it looks like you opened up 2 accounts, which I probably did, user error. I'm not surprised at that. And I had paid for the 6 meals and with the 50% discount. And I said to him, I want to cancel everything. And he said, well, you sure? We can put your account on hold. And I said to Louis, Louis, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed right now. Just cancel everything. He said, okay. And so he canceled everything. And I was afraid that the next week another 24 were going to arrive, but no more meals have arrived. So it all worked out. And I ended up with a mini orchid and an azalea planted in my shop. So there you go.
Well, Jeff's brother has talked about ordering that kind of food box kind of thing.
Yeah.
Probably more like the one where you cook.
Yeah, HelloFresh. I've done HelloFresh too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it?
I liked it, except on occasion it would be missing ingredients. So it didn't. That was the problem. But I have a fairly decent pantry, but
Yeah, but if you're missing something, it's hard to fix the meal that they plan for it.
yes,
Perry never did it because, um, quite frankly, there's so many times when he doesn't make it home for a meal.
right.
I mean, he's older than Jeff, but he still works, and he works out there in that heat. And sometimes when he makes it home, he's just too tired to eat that way. So he eats a lot of junk, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
He knows how to cook too. He's a very good cook. His chili's probably the best I've ever eaten.
Well,
But
Hello Fresh, I would say
I finished.
Yep.
Oh, that's lovely.
Hold it up again. Oh, I like the extra little one up there. And the other little one down at the bottom. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it going outside the box.
A nice flow. It's got a nice flow.
Mhm.
Some flu.
Flow. Very nice.
Well, if I'm going to spend that kind of money for something, I want it to be more than edible.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, these were more than edible. No, the factor, and the thing is, I checked Chef's Choice, but if you were on the keto diet, then all the meals would have been keto friendly. If you wanted a high protein, low carb, so you could choose various different vegetarian. I mean, if you were a vegan, then all the meals would have been vegan. So you had those several different choices of
Yeah, well, that's nice.
yeah. But when all of the discounts and everything and all the special deals were all over and said, I did the math, and it ran about $13-14 a meal.
Yeah. And that, yeah.
That's, I know I can cook a lot cheaper than that for myself.
Yeah.
I can have a steak and some steamed vegetables for that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah. But I could see if you were working, and you want to get. And the interesting thing is, it said on the package, not recommended for you to freeze them, even though they were all fresh ingredients and they'd never been frozen. They basically said don't freeze them. And I can only think that that's because obviously a lot of the dishes maybe had, zucchini and certain vegetables that are compromised once you freeze them, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you would complain, hey, this is no good. And, and it's because you froze them. So there was a warning thing. Don't freeze, or highly recommended not to freeze it. So.
Well, or reheating it would make it yucky. That sometimes happens too.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, you can freeze a lot of things they tell you not to freeze. Now, potatoes can get really gross if you freeze them, but I've frozen them, and I actually froze green fried tomatoes for Brandon. I layered them with wax paper so that they weren't stuck together.
Right.
And he said they were a little mushy, but they still tasted really good.
Right.
Because it was one of those things that he wasn't going to get to cook for himself. And so I froze like 2 batches of green fried tomatoes for him one year.
Green fried tomatoes. Oh.
Yeah, so do we. And he could just take out, 2 or 3 out of the container and put them in the microwave. And the other thing is how you reheat some. We were talking yesterday about the fact that Lisa got a
Air
new
fryer, toaster oven
air fryer thing. And if you reheat those in the air fryer, they probably would have been really good, where he was reheating them in the microwave.
Right, which really compromises a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Right. So,
are you happy with your air fryer?
Well, I've only cooked in it once because we just got it, but
Okay.
I tested something and I got some cheap frozen onion rings
Okay.
and put those in there, and I was impressed.
Okay.
So I definitely, I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. We like to reheat stuff in the toaster oven anyway.
Right.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, I use my toaster oven all the time, and I've been looking at an air fryer. I don't have enough clearance between my cabinet and the air fryer.
well,
Yes, but
the
the
one I
toaster
have
oven one is shorter.
Yeah.
is long and skinny. It's probably only maybe less than 8 inches tall, maybe 8 inches
Yeah.
tall.
Okay.
And but the inside is 13 by 13. It's a Ninja. I got it at Sam's. It's a Ninja brand
Okay.
toaster oven air fryer.
Okay. I like Ninja. I have the Ninja blender. I love it.
And so it's a combination of a toaster oven and an air fryer.
Okay.
Because I love a toaster oven, and so I
I
wanted
use
to have.
mine.
I didn't want to give that up, but the only space I had for an air fryer was where my toaster oven was. So
And that would be my case too, because I use my toaster oven for everything.
yeah,
Instead of heating up the oven, oh my gosh, I use the toaster oven.
yeah.
Well, and
And
that's going to make a difference. That's going to make a real difference is to have it, the toaster oven part of it as
Yeah.
well.
I'll have to check that out. Because I love my Ninja. I make smoothies. And I freeze bananas, and they're perfect once you freeze them to use in smoothies. They're great. Because the ones I looked at were, there wasn't enough clearance. And I think my cabinets are probably whatever the standard,
The taller ones are not going to go in as well as the toaster oven shaped one.
right.
one funny thing is, I think I have really short cabinets, which is good because I'm short. But
Right. Too.
The toaster oven, that Ninja toaster oven is made. It's really big, but it flips up if you want to use the counter in front of it. If you have a high enough thing, but I don't.
Okay. Oh, I have seen that. I guess my friends have one. It does flip up. So yeah, I have seen that.
But so far, I've really enjoyed it. Hannah, I think, cooked something in it tonight.
I think it's funny because I think everyone that gets an air fryer, the very first thing they cook is either French fries or something like some fried thing.
Yeah. Well, because when you've never used one, you don't know what to do besides things that you would fry.
Exactly. It makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah.
Not hard to cook normal potatoes and sweet potatoes in the air fryer together. They don't go crunchy if you do that. Huh.
What is? I'm sorry.
If you cook normal potatoes and sweet potatoes together in the air fryer, they don't go crunchy.
Well, they have a
Oh,
different
good.
they have a different
Cook it
consistency. I think that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Well, we cooked Hannah. I got the onion rings, and Hannah got some of the curly fries, Arby's curly fries. We just got them out of the freezer section
Mm-hmm.
and at the grocery store just to try it. And my onion rings were ready, and they were crunchy, but her French fries were not cooked enough.
Okay.
Okay.
So I do think you have to kind of do one item if you're air frying it. That
Is
makes
it-
sense, you
Yeah.
know. Well, there's different moisture levels and thicknesses and all that stuff. So
Yeah, I think it probably has a lot to do with the moisture content. I think you're right, because that would really.
Well, one of our friends in Alabama, they had to replace her oven here recently, last year or two. And when they did, they replaced her oven, her main oven, with a convection oven,
Mm-hmm.
convection, and air fryer. It all supposedly, it does all three things,
Oh, wow.
but it's the full size of an oven. So I was like, okay. And now what she cooked, she always cooks salmon for us. So it's not really using anything that's like the air fryer part.
Huh.
So I'm not really sure how well it would work, but
Good night, Cheryl.
good night, Cheryl. Hon.
Nice, Cheryl.
Glad you came to visit. We'll see you maybe tomorrow.
Sleep
Okay,
well.
let's see if Tanya can get this open. Tanya can't open this. Oh my goodness. Do I not have any muscles? What's wrong? Okay,
Well,
that one won't
My
open.
son and grandsons, we went to Disney.
Oh, Lindy's not leaving. Okay. Okay, you
Oh,
went
she's
to
just
Disney.
saying good
I'm
night.
sorry. Okay.
And we stayed in a cabin at Fort Wilderness, which I loved.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Loved because we had like a lot of room, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they had an interesting in the it comes with a fully like a kitchen with the refrigerator, and it's got dishes, dishwasher, and everything. And they had a microwave that could work as a regular oven and convection oven, which I thought was a pretty cool appliance.
Ours
Yeah.
in the camper is supposed to work like that, but I don't think it does.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it really doesn't work as well as I expected it to. Okay, these are the rings from Dollar Tree. Let
Okay.
me tell you,
Can you
they're not working very well.
they're not opening?
No, I would say that the chrome on them is in, they're probably dipped after the fact, and therefore the chrome is sticking. So I'll probably have to
Have
get
you
Jeff.
tried several of them just to see if maybe some of them will
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, some of them are working. But I've only gotten 2 open so far.
Oh wow.
So we'll just have to see how they're going to work. But I can take them to Jeffrey and he'll get them open for me, and then I can use them. They close real nice and they're staying closed. That's a big deal. But I would guess that the chrome on them is that they chromed them after the fact, and it's in the hinge. Julie says that's what she gets for crafting and chatting at the same time. But yeah, I can't really get these open. They just really don't want to open.
Okay, that didn't work.
I used every muscle I had in my fingers.
I could hear them.
Mm-hmm.
Every muscle in your fingers.
Yeah.
Well, Mindy, I have one, but it hasn't. I've had it for a year and it still hasn't been hooked up. So I don't know if it's any good or not. Ethan is going to take my other printer, the black and white laser printer, and he's going to hook up the Eco Tank for me. So when he gets that done, I'll print some things off and I'll let you know.
Yeah. I have the Eco printer, and I have a color laser printer. And but my laser printer it doesn't do it. It just prints. It won't, it doesn't scan. It doesn't. But
my laser printer is like a huge 4-foot block of stuff, but it's color, it scans, it prints, it does the whole 9 yards. But that's what that was what was available the day I needed a printer now. And I was so angry at my last printer that I just said, okay, I'm done. Come here and get me a printer. And I went and I bought the laser printer because I was so tired of trying to print invoices and labels and having the stupid printer I had not work. So that's what happened. My dad has, and it's brilliant. Okay. Oh, that's what they're talking about, the eco printer. Okay, so
yeah, it's nice.
This I haven't gotten very far, as you can tell, but this is what I have so far. I have a cover and this pocket and that page, page, and this double pocket.
Now that's all in that kit that you got, right? That was all in the kit.
No, I've been making the pages. The only thing that was in the kit are the covers.
Oh, okay.
I had six cardboards, and so all the pages are basically it's scrapbook paper.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to run in the house.
Okay.
I took my water jar in there to clean the water, and then I forgot to bring it back. So.
Uh-oh. Well, we'll see you when you get back. I am in a few minutes after she comes back. I'm going to see if Jeffrey can fix those for me, but in the meantime, I'm going to. Yes, it's true, and the quality is way better than our printer. Well, the laser printer, I'm very, very happy with my laser printer. And while ink is very expensive, I had the printer for 2 years before I had to order ink. So, you know, the laser cartridges last. And the other thing is, the thing about a laser printer is that if we go off for 3 months and I don't use it, the cartridges don't get dry on the edge and not be able to print. I can come right home and print something the next day. It's not one of those things where, it must have got gummed up. I can't use it. That kind of thing. So.
Yeah, when I bought my color laser printer, I thought, ooh, that's such a good price. And I didn't realize it didn't do everything. It just does prints, but it does. It's a brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only replaced the cartridges once in 2 years, and I didn't buy brother. I bought an off-brand, off-label, and I'm very happy. And then I also have the Epson Eco Tank.
Mm-hmm.
So between the two, I'm set. And when I want to print something on the laser, a lot of times I'll do is I'll take a picture of it with my phone.
Uh-huh.
And I'll upload it to Google Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll print it from there to the laser printer. And that's how I get around like scanning if I want,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it comes out great. The quality is fine. I use something called Google Draw. It's part of the Google
Drive things.
Yeah, and when you download something into the Google Draw, you can manipulate photographs. You can change the size of anything that you put in there. You can change the color. If you want to take a photograph and make it sepia, you can make it sepia. If you want to have, if someone's facing to the right and you want them to face to the left, you can flip them 90%, 90 degrees. It's an incredible little part of the Google Drive app. I mean, it does a lot of simple manipulation of photographs and pictures, and I use it all the time.
Yeah. Mindy, I'm sure I got way more than 100 prints out of mine. Um, and of course, I expected the black one to go first because I used more black ink than anything else. But it wasn't. It was the yellow cartridge that went first. But that's
Yeah,
part
mine
of that is,
too. I had to replace the yellow one. That's funny.
but
And then I bought, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I bought the whole, I bought the whole set of all of the cartridges,
hmm
and I just replaced the yellow one, and I have the other ones, but it was the yellow one that went first.
yeah, I just replaced them when they actually quit working. But
Yeah.
I replaced the yellow one, and then it was another. But the reason for that is because to get true colors,
Hmm.
the yellow lays over a lot of things.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
hmm Hello, Canadian artisan.
Carol, my
Is that
friend.
Carol? Is that
That
Carol?
is Carol.
Well, welcome, welcome. Um,
You found me, Carol.
yeah,
That's just
I am. I gotta find. I need a third. I need another pocket in here so that this kind of looks like it's gonna be, split. I got too much stuff. Plus, I want to put a bunch of
Carol.
coffee colored paper in there. So I have to decide what I want to put in there.
Nice to see you.
I apparently chewed on my on the side of my mouth somehow.
Oh, that's horrible. When you bite
Yeah,
out by accident, you just chomp down, you somehow you just get that part of your cheek.
either I did it then or I did it in my sleep. I'm not sure which. One way or another, it's sore.
I was eating something that was really hot, and you put something really hot in your mouth, you kind of roll it around in your mouth to try to disperse the heat. And I ended up on the side of my mouth, ended up with like a little heat blister on the side of my mouth.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, that hurt so bad.
Yeah, mine is it's like that. It's
Do that. Do that. Well, I got a package today, and it had all of those air pillows in them,
yeah.
and I was stabbing them with a knife to break them.
Uh-oh.
And I got myself. I stabbed myself in I got my finger. Ouch!
That wasn't wise, now was it?
No, I was really a little bit overzealous, zealous.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, so that will go with those, and that will go with these.
Hi,
Okay.
Carol. Good to see you. I hope I'm calling you by the right name.
Yep, you did.
Okay,
I had to check, but the girls all called her Carol, so I knew that was who it was.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I just wasn't sure if my brain was working or not.
It was. You did good. Okay.
What's your favorite flavor of Dot's pretzels? I have seen those, but I have not tried them.
What is a Dot pretzel?
Dots is a brand, and
Oh.
they have pretzels that have different seasonings on them.
Well, doggone it. That was not what I wanted out of there.
I didn't realize how. I mean, it's not like I don't have time, but I was sitting here going, okay, these are taking a long time to dry.
Well, you think that that's the case? I haven't gotten hardly any work done. I mean, I haven't even got all the pages in my silly journal.
Well, you've still got what, 16 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I haven't
You'll
gotten
be
anything
okay.
done. I've just covered some. Well, I got some stuff covered, but I haven't done anything.
Yeah, well. Okay, so that's not what I want. That's not what I want. This is not what I want. Where's this? Okay. These are the ones I want right now.
That's right, Canadian Artisan Magical Touch Studio. You got it all, Miss Allie.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. How are we gonna do this? Let's see. Okay, we need to make these go all the same direction, right? Yes, we do. Okay. She said she's been MIA for a while. That's not good.
But she's back.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be back. Was it you, Lisa, that had the questionable language on your the book you were gutting?
It's not questionable. It was bad.
I have a book that I have did the same thing I did to this book but it's so bad. The language is so bad. I just started with a whole new book for tonight because on every page the F word appears.
Exactly. That's this book too, plus some others. And so I just am having to cover up all the words.
Yeah. And it's a story of like Navy SEALs undercover stuff. So it's effing this and effing that. And it's like, I mean, it was within the context of the story, you know.
Yeah,
But
well, I'm
still,
sure this is too, but I haven't
it's
read the
still
story.
something that I can't use, you know. I mean, I could cover everything up, but it was $1. I got it at the dollar store.
Yeah, well, luckily mine was only, how much was this? But I think it was like 50 cents because I got it at the thrift store. But it's still frustrating to know you have to be really careful, you know,
yeah.
and not have any
Uh-huh.
words show through.
Well, I should have known when I looked at the title of the book that, and it had like graphic drawings, but not, you know, but just, you know, war type of pictures and I should have known better. And I figured, well, I would probably just cover it up, but I didn't realize it would be like
Every single page. Yeah.
every page, at least once or
Cindy, go
twice.
get something to eat. Go get something to eat.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna be here.
That's right.
My
You're
head
hangry.
might be on the table in a little while, but we're gonna be here.
Well, Hannah's going to sleep in my bed so the puppy doesn't have to be in the room by himself and be afraid because
Okay.
he's never been by himself at night. So, well, now when he goes to stay at the boarding place, you know, there aren't
Yeah, but
people.
there's other puppies there.
That's right. Yeah.
It might not be a person, but there's other puppies there.
Now, how old is the puppy?
Well, he's 14 months old.
Okay.
So a lot of people would call him a dog, but he is not a dog. He is still a puppy.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll ever grow up. They say by the time they're 3, usually the cattle dogs they're kind of grown up, but
But
anyway.
he doesn't appear to be doing that.
Now,
I mean, he's getting better. He is, but he's still very much a puppy.
his name's not Zeus, is it?
No, his name is Sparrow.
Sparrow.
Spero. It's Latin for I hope.
Okay. All right.
Hannah's big on Latin and she named him so.
Well, I knew he had like a fancy, I mean like something like
Unusual.
yeah.
Yeah. And when people hear, especially now that he's this big, I mean, he's big, and you call him Sparrow, and everybody thinks of the little bird.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
It's like,
That's what I'm
it just
thinking.
seems like a wrong name for him. But when, at the vet, you have to spell it out for him so they know that's not his name. But
Right.
when neighbors hear you calling him, they probably think we've lost our mind. Why would you name that dog Sparrow? Anyway.
Well, and we had a standard poodle that my son wanted to name Lassie, which would have been really funny, Lassie, and then have a poodle come running when you say.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna mute again and do some more drying.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking I've got to make I want to make a different kind of pocket. But I'm seriously considering going and getting one of my edger punches and doing something fun with the edger.
I have one edger puncher, and I can't. I'm not. Yeah, it never works out. I never line it up right, or
They take a little bit to line up.
yeah. I mean, I know they have little guidelines and little pictures, but
And I have quite a few of them, but I kind of collect them. So,
and sometimes I'll get right to the very last set of punches and think I've got it, and then the very last one I screw up.
I'm going to have to switch to water because this is my third bottle of tea, isn't it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm drinking water.
I think so.
Yeah, I think I better get some water instead
I'm
of tea.
drinking water, as they would say on Long Island. I'm having a glass of water. Water.
Well, I'm going to get some water. I'm going to get an edge punch. I'm going to take my rings to Jeff to ask him to open them. And I have to get some, stuff for my lips because they're dry. So I'll be just a few minutes.
Okay. We'll be here.
We'll be here.
And this book that I cut up is about a surgeon that's dying of cancer. So this is not a really happy thing. And he says, and I suddenly realized with terrible sinking feeling that they had operated on the wrong side of his neck. I'm thinking, oh, great.
Oh dear.
Oh my God. No curse words, but it's kind of gory.
Yeah, not well, you covered up with beauty and happiness. That'd be
I
good.
am. I'm cut. Yeah, that's right.
Julie, it is 10:49 p.m. here.
It is 11:49 here in Florida. There you go.
Where you are, where Tanya is, it's 10:49.
And what Carol is, it's 2 hours earlier than I am. So she's
Yeah.
And Barbara, who's not here, was 3 hours earlier than I am.
That's true. So Carol is in Mountain Time?
Yeah. My son's in Mountain Time. He's in Utah. One son's in Utah. I should really, let's see. I put all this stuff out, and I haven't really done anything but cover pages, which is okay. 9:50.
What time is it where you are, Julie?
I think she's in Australia.
Yeah, I know she's at tomorrow, but I don't know where. Where tomorrow she is. Because
Right.
it's
She is.
usually
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
in the afternoon. It's really early in the morning for her.
Right.
So
I would think it would be past your bedtime. Oh, okay. 1:50 p.m. of Saturday. Oh, wow. Saturday afternoon. Wow.
okay.
Oh, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. And then have a pocket. Gotta have
Pockets are always
pockets.
good.
Gotta have pockets. Gotta have pockets.
That's something I haven't done yet, but I need to.
Mhm. All right. I can stick that right there. Get a pocket, and then I'm gonna have to use heavy duty tape. Oh. I looked through all my Christmas stuff. I have one of those flat box, flat plastic containers that you can slide under your bed. And I have that just all my Christmas stuff. And
Uh-huh.
apparently over the years, I've used all my Timmy Christmas ephemera. I had none.
Oh no.
I don't know that I have any Timmy Christmas ephemera.
Well, this stuff I have right here is all Timmy Christmas ephemera, but it's all that I have. Well, I do have this also that's his, and these people that they're winter. They don't have to be Christmas. Most
Right.
of them are
Yeah.
not really Christmas, but
They're just people
these,
with coats on. Yeah.
yeah. But these cards were Christmassy. They have a few of these in that package.
In that package.
And see, that one says Christmas trees. That one's skin. There's a Christmas tree, and then there were these two. So
Yeah. I must have used all my Timmy ephemera up. I made a lot of. Actually, I made all the Christmas ornaments that are on my tree. I made, and I used Jenga blocks, the little Jenga blocks from the dollar store,
uh-huh.
and stained them with. I used brown shoe polish, but I built like little log cabins with the boxes, and I used I used all the ephemera in those a lot of the Christmas ornaments because I had none. I couldn't find any.
How fun.
Because it's
So-
neat when you see when people make tags and they use all those little bits and pieces and
Mm-hmm.
I had none. It's okay. I've got Timmy people, but I don't know whether they have coats on. I don't specifically have any Christmas winter ones, I guess.
Well, I just gathered up the other day. I just gathered up a few things because I knew that I wasn't going to have time to find a whole bunch of stuff. It was just
Right.
losing those 2 days to the air conditioner, and the whole time we were without the air conditioner, it was just too hot almost to think.
Yeah.
So I didn't even worry about it. I just said, okay, I'm just going to sit here And then I lost a week or so ago, I lost a whole day to that stupid headache I had. And then the next day it was really hard to function just because I felt like I had been stomped on.
Oh,
So I don't know how Jeff does it because the headaches he gets, it's constantly like that. I just, ugh.
When you
No,
have them all the time, you just learn to survive. I
well,
dealt with
and
those for years. I mean, literally, I had a headache 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and migraines a couple of times a week. So
yeah, and
I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. Um, but
night,
it's
Carol.
good night, hon.
I'm glad you stopped in.
That's gonna look kind of cool. I think that'll be cool. Okay. Yeah, he's very often having a couple a week, and and the new medicine the doctor wanted him to take, our insurance company won't cover.
Oh, that's awful.
So they won't cover the injection either.
The Botox or whatever, don't they do Botox?
No, it's not Botox. He's been taking, just a minute, Amavig, I think is what it is. It's an injection once a month. They'll cover part of it, but our portion of it's like $300 a month. So it's not sustainable.
No, it's not reasonable. No.
No. So and he had been taking it, but it didn't seem to really help that much. That's the big thing. If it truly and honestly took care of it, I would just jump up and down and I would have him taking it, but it doesn't really.
well, it did at first, didn't it?
It seemed like it, but it hasn't for a while.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for that kind of money, it's got to work all the time. You know.
well, and it has to work better than just reducing them.
Just taking the edge off and not really.
Yeah, I mean it was taking the edge off, but that's about it. He was still down. He couldn't do anything.
That's awful.
So
I know Kearhart from just Defy. She apparently has suffers from migraines like all the time. She just lives with them. I just can't imagine.
Yeah. Well,
having never had one, I just can't imagine how horrible how you function. Well,
he can't because he can't even think. When his hits, he's done. He can't think. He can't.
Is there a certain trigger that sets it off?
Well, that's the thing is that a lot of people can find a trigger, but I've hunted for the triggers and I can't find any. We kept a record of everything he ate, and that didn't seem to be a problem. And I just used my glue eraser and had success for the first time, and it didn't tear up the paper. Yay!
Yay!
Sherry says you don't function. And really and truly, Jeffrey doesn't function.
Yeah, that's going to be, I can't imagine.
Okay, let's glue these together now. Okay, how far do we want to put it? What do we want to do here? Yeah, I kind of like that. That looks kind of good.
Yeah, I've never had a migraine.
I would have said the headache I had the other day was a migraine. If I had if I hadn't known better, I'd have said I drank a whole bottle of whiskey. That's what I would have said, but I knew better that I didn't. So
Right. So it was a well, yeah,
it was one of those headaches that was kind of like a hangover headache, and
right.
that was why it was so weird.
I haven't had one of those in a few years, long time, which is good. It's good.
I'd have to drink enough to have a hangover, and I'd
Right. This needs to be re-inked. The ink just when I read the pads, they evaporate so quickly. You know.
I just did that wrong, I think.
I've got potting soil. No, I don't want potting soil.
What did you do wrong?
I put the ink in the glue in the wrong place.
Oh.
That's all right. I'll fix it.
Boy, that's just soaking that up like a sponge.
If you're re-inking, aren't you inking a sponge? Okay. All right. We're just going to take that glue off of there for now. Okay.
Anti-inflammatory. I should really smoosh that.
I got rid of mine, Allie, with when we started doing the keto diet. That's when my migraines went away. I still have headaches some, but I have only had 2 migraines in 5 years.
Oh,
And
wow.
when I had one at least once a week, that's like a miracle.
Yeah. And see that says that there was some kind of trigger that, and you got healthier. That's sometimes that alone is.
But I started having migraines when I started my monthly.
Yeah.
That's when I started having migraines. And I was, even when I was a healthy young person, I had them. But I was still eating, evidently, enough things that
that
I
caused
had
trouble.
Yeah. Or I mean, no, I'm not going to say stress could have been part of it, because I've had more stress in the last 2 years than I've had in a long time, and I haven't had migraines. So,
we have a friend whose daughter has them so severe that she ends up in the emergency room.
Yeah.
And hers started when she started, and like that, and they're just they can't find any triggers for hers either. So
I guess there's still a lot unknown about migraines,
Well, and see, Jeffrey has something called a vascular migraine, which is a little different than some.
Isn't there what they're called cluster migraines?
There's cluster migraines. There's Jeffrey's can mimic a stroke.
No, dear.
We were in the emergency room, and everyone in the emergency room, including the doctor, thought he was having a TIA.
Oh, dear.
Okay, so this is going to be my pocket this time. But the neurosurgeon said But he just had a full what do you call it? A brain scan thing
Mm-hmm.
because he went to a doctor and because he's still having these migraines, Debbie had him do they did a brain scan. Um,
Got 2 more pages.
Yay! Just a minute.
Oh, make
Okay,
her
you
big.
gotta wait. You gotta wait until I get this glued, and then I'll make you big so we can see it.
Okay.
Because I can't stop the glue right now.
Oh, that's fine.
Can't stop the glue.
Oh wow.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Where are you? There we go.
Oh, lovely. I see
Well, those
Timmy.
are
Yeah, it looks
Ricky
great.
started keto, and within 2 weeks, he had to go to the hospital for his heart. Huh.
Thanks for these tea bags. That's what I used on these.
Okay. Do you need more?
I've still got quite a few actually.
Okay.
Oh, those are the
Thank you.
big tea bags, right? That you use those to make a
Yeah.
gallon of tea.
Yeah. I make a gallon of sun tea every single day.
If you're,
Well,
if you want to throw some in an envelope and send them to me, I would definitely take them. But I've got enough to be okay for a while.
okay. Well, I'll save some. I haven't been having Jeffrey save them, so I will have him save them. Cause just a minute. Let me write myself and I have to write
Yes.
notes because I
8
can't
hours
remember.
down, 16 to go. Thank you, Mindy.
Just 8. That's all it's been. It's taken me 8, and I don't even have all the pages for my book.
Well, you're talking more than you're working.
Yeah, apparently. The other thing is that I did do that
That resin project.
resins. Yes, and
Yeah.
that did take a little bit. And I just checked them when I got my water and everything, and they're still just a little tacky. Okay, Teresa needs some too.
Okay.
I'll have to have him save them up, guys, because I just kind of quit saving them. Slurred speech, memory loss. They finally determined it was caused by migraine. Yes. The night I took Jeffrey to emergency room, they thought he had a TIA because he was still cognitive and he could still talk but he was talking really slow and I kept trying to tell him something was wrong, but they didn't believe me until he looked at me. He made a J and he looked at me and he said, "I don't know what the next letter is," when he was trying to sign his name.
Oh, how frightening.
And suddenly there was a doctor in there instead of just the nurse. So, but Jeff has had the visual part of migraines all his life. He just never had the what do you call that? The pain.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's kind of backwards because most people have the pain and then they'll get the auras. But
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Well, I don't know what to do next. My brain is running out of um, power.
Uh-oh. It's awful early for you to be running out of brain power.
I know. I'm a little concerned.
Oh my goodness. Who would watch kids while they went to the hospital? His husband told her, very good friend and neighbor, she had no idea who that was. And Julie's finished her journal cover, so she's done more than I've done.
Yay, Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Now, I will say, though, that I'm making 3 at the same time. So,
Make
you
three
know.
what?
Well, I'm making all 3 of these journals. Don't ask me why. I have no idea. But that's what I'm doing.
All right, I won't ask.
I have no idea why. I have no earthly idea why I need 3.
Nobody
but
asked. Nobody asked.
I had 3 cover sets, so I got to make them all at the same time.
Don't ask.
Don't know.
Don't ask.
Yep, don't ask, don't tell.
Don't, no.
Okay, so this one's gonna go right here.
Phew.
Are you used to staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning, Ann?
Usually midnight, so I'm only really going like an hour over where I normally kind of
Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is not too bad.
All right, we need this. I need this. Julie's gonna do another post in the group. Yay! But luckily for her, she did your memory before the day is over. Yeah, migraines can really do some scary things. But the other thing is that a lot of people can tell it's what they've eaten, or there's the triggers. And now I will tell you that Jeffrey had been taking that Excedrin migraine stuff instead of taking double on his other medicines, kind of thing. Like, he'd take the under the pill thing. He can take more than one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of taking more than one, he'd take that Excedrin migraine stuff. And Debbie told him the other day that can cause residual headaches.
Oh.
So, and I do know that what's in that stuff is caffeine.
Right.
And caffeine can be a trigger for some people. So I really grunged up that. That's really grungy. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I thought caffeine withdrawal can.
Oh, caffeine withdrawal can definitely give you a headache.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey can get a headache from not having his coffee in the morning. But he's been doing that more often, and he doesn't drink a lot of other caffeine. I'm the caffeine addict. So
yeah, I have one mug of really strong coffee, almost espresso, but that's it.
I don't drink coffee at all, but I drink tea all day long.
Right.
So
Well, in the mornings when I have tea instead of coffee, I have the Scottish breakfast tea that's got just as much caffeine as coffee.
Yeah. Okay.
Mitzi's asking who's on after me.
Lisa and I are going to play by ourselves. We knew we would start to get punch drunk around that time, and we found in the past that if we take the middle of the night by ourselves, it's just because it's sometimes hard to pay attention to three people. When we're getting tired, so we just decided that and not as many people wanted to come on, which was fine. We were good with it. But we found in the past that the middle of the night, it's easier for us to handle it if we don't have company. maybe we just get antisocial.
Yeah, they don't want to share the fun with the
The rest of you, yeah.
Right.
Rhonda will be back with us at 6 tomorrow morning.
And then Jamie at noon.
Right. Okay, do I not have somebody from 9 to...
No.
Okay.
Jamie Lynn just had a grandbaby, right? Solomon?
Another grandbaby, yes. That's the first grandson.
Son. Solomon?
Yeah.
Little guy. 4 pounds something?
He's definitely a little guy. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
4 pounds and something. I can't remember the name.
Solomon.
Yeah, I can't
His
remember.
name was his name is Solomon.
Okay.
Solomon. I like that. You don't hear that very much.
No.
No, you don't. I think they have 3 little granddaughters. I may be wrong. How many granddaughters they have, but they have granddaughters. This was their first grandson.
Oh, how exciting.
Mm-hmm. So,
was there someone here earlier that was talking about making a postage stamp journal?
well, Teresa is working on it's going to be twin cheese with postage stamps. And Lisa, is yours handy, Lisa?
Yeah. Just
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. That's fine, Lisa. Just go ahead and finish that. But Lisa had started one, which is really cute. I made her big so she can show it to y'all in just a few minutes.
Oh yeah, let's see.
And those are all
paint chips.
paint chips. Yeah, see, I can't even talk. Okay, they're all paint chips, guys. They're paint chips. Paint chips.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I use
That's as far as I've gotten with it.
Yeah, I use some postage stamps on my Pantone cards too.
Mm-hmm. But
I did the pop up. I did a pop up butterfly birthday card.
Oh, that sounds fun.
For my sister, but as a prototype, I did one using postage stamps, and so this is what that looked like.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, there you go. Oh, show it to us again. Oh, that is really cool.
You have to come over to the other side.
Come to
There
the
you
right.
go.
There you go.
That's
Oh, yeah,
really cool.
That's really cool.
So the one I did for my sister it's all butterflies.
Butterflies.
Yeah, it's on my, if you go to my IG, I have a video of the butterfly one, but so that's another thing, you can do with the postage stamps. So I'm probably going to put that in the journal.
Okay, now show it to us from the front.
Yeah. Yeah. Tip it sideways. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, how
that's
cute.
really cool. That's really cool.
A bouquet of postage stamp flowers.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, and that's what I told you. You could do little flowers, you could do bees, you could do I guess coins or little cars for a kid. I don't know anything.
Sandy says she watched you make that.
Yeah, I did it. I did do it live on my Sunday stream. And I was really nervous because there's obviously a lot of moving parts. But I got it done.
We did a bunch of pop-up things in the first round of Totally Junk Journal that we did.
Yeah. Everybody was saying, Tanya, please make it not so hard.
Don't do any more of those. Don't do any more of those. And I'm like, okay.
I love pop-ups. I've got the guy's book. His first name is Duncan Remington, I think. And I love pop-ups.
I have a serious collection of pop-up books.
Yep.
Some of them very, very I don't know.
Intricate?
They're not really kids books. They're not rude or disgusting, just but they're not designed for a kid to play with.
Right, exactly.
There are pop-up books. But I made my first pop-up book when I was in college. As part of my senior thesis stuff.
Very cool.
And, I've made pop-ups for a long time. I did, when we moved from South Dakota, I got rid of a bunch of my pop-ups. I'm sad that I did, but it had become a collection that was kind of one of those things that is kind of like all my art supplies where I have too much of. So, hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Glad you're here.
Hi, Lisa.
Mindy says she sees your fur baby isn't too far from you. Is your fur baby in there, Anne?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's right. Oh, let's see. There she is.
Ah, okay. There she is.
Lily. I hope.
Okay, Cindy says her computer just kicked her out. That's weird. Okay.
I don't really want you. I just said your name so they could see your pretty face.
I just said your name.
Yeah, just go back to sleep, okay?
Didn't mean it, just said it.
Yeah,
But
let's go
thank you
back to
for
sleep.
listening.
Yeah. Lily. Miss
I
Lily.
may have to re-ink my ink pad.
Yeah. Well, now I got a juicy ink pad. I better do some more stamping. Well, it's still juicy before it dries out again.
Mm.
I only have, well, that's not true. I was going to say I've got potting soil and jet black. I think that's.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the things I need to do is order re-inkers especially for the archival inks that I use a lot. Like my mermaid.
Joggles, when Timmy would come out with a new color, Joggles would put together a thing that you could buy, and they sold the
re-inker and the pad together.
And they would sell the re-inker, they would sell the distress ink, the oxide ink, the re-inker, and they would even, this was included, these pins, like so you can collect these pins
Uh-huh.
with a long, and that was included. But it was everything that, this is an old one because Speckled Egg came out a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it included the re-inkers for that. So, but I only can find Jet
That
Black.
sounds fun, Cindy.
Jet Black. I don't know where they are.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun, what do I want to say? That will be fun paper. I don't use the distress inks as much. I have the little pads.
Right.
But I'm not fond of water-based ink most of the time.
Right. Yeah, I bought all of these. I've got all of these, and I'm sorry that instead of spending the money on these, I'm sorry I didn't buy the little archival ones.
Yes, and see, that's what happened to me. So I bought the little ones of the distress inks, and then I went back and bought the little ones of the archival inks. And honestly, the distress ones don't get used very often.
Right.
Julie says she likes them for background effects. Yeah. And when you wanna have them spread or something, but for the most part, I don't. Now I'm using this one today because I don't use it very often, and I know I'm not going to be putting Mod Podge stuff on this particular project, so this will be fine. But I almost always use my archivals instead of this. What's the matter? Did you tear it?
It moved, so it's crooked.
Oh no.
I don't have too many archival, and the big archival pads that I have, I've got a real big one of the black because I use.
Yeah, Lisa somehow ended up with an extra one of those, so she sent me her extra one of those, which is really nice because I didn't have the big black one, and it comes in very handy.
Yeah, especially with the bigger stamps. And then I've got potting soil, and I've got a green, a couple of others, but I don't use them very often, and I'm sure they're all dried out by now. I'd be shocked if they were not.
Make a feather out of the crooked. Okay. Julie says make a feature out of the crooked. Oh, make a feature, okay. Not a feather. Duh, I'm sorry. I guess now I can't read.
Well, nothing wrong with the crooked feature.
Now, one of the ththings that I've thought about doing,
maybe nobody will notice it.
Nobody. The distress, a bunch of my little distress pads are getting dry too, and that's another part of the problem. But I have every re-inker for 48. I have 48 different colors of Stampin' Up! Ink, and so I have every one of those re-inkers because.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah, when I bought the pads, I bought the re-inkers. So
that's crazy.
Well, yeah, but see, when I was doing Stampin' Up,
you were a demonstrator, though.
I was a demonstrator, and I will tell you that I spent almost no money on any of the stuff I've got because I worked parties and earned them.
Gotcha. All right.
So
it was part of your work.
Well, yeah, it was part of it. I didn't earn any money. but I earned a lot of
You earned stamps. There you go.
stamps, and instead of just always getting new stamps, a lot of times I got new products. Like at the time, they had these 48 colors of cardstock and stamp pads, and everything matched. Okay, they still have that. It's just that the colors have changed. Okay, so when I would get a set of colors of the ink pads, I'd get every re-inker and the matching cardstocks. So, you know, and that was how I would order. If I got to get the stamp pads this time from this party, I'd get that. Next party, I'd get the re-inkers. Next party, I'd get. So, over time, I ended up with those. Well, because my distress inks are water-based inks, I am probably gonna just, instead of buying re-inkers that match those, I'll probably just use inks out of my Stampin' Up! Stash that are close, because I just don't use those pads often enough. But the archival inks, I want to get the exact re-inkers.
Yeah. Now, what do you think about some people say, and they've even asked Timmy about this, whether you should store those upside down or store them right side up, or he says it doesn't really matter. What do you think?
Okay, in my opinion, all stamp pads should be stored where the fabric is down, but I just put my distress oxides all standing on their ends because that's how Timmy stores them. His box for the distress oxide stands them up this way. Now, my
oxides they're stored on their side.
I was always taught that you made sure that the pad was upside down. That's why the Stampin' Up! Pads. Just a minute, let me grab one.
Because I don't think I've ever seen a Stampin' Up! Pad. I know I
okay. Have. Well, the old ones had a flip top lid. Just a minute. Where am I? Right here. The old ones had a flip top lid like this, right? Okay. And I have a few of those from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But and I think there's a new style even of this. And inks are made to be able to stand on their side. So see, Tim says they're made to be able to do this. Well, that does make them store better. And especially since this lid is so blasted loose.
Yeah.
I don't like these lids at all. I really don't. I like the square pad because it's in your hand good, but I don't like this lid. These, okay, watch how this does. There's a lip right here. There's fingers notches right there. There's 3 little dots right there. You take your thumb, you push, then you take this end and flip it and slide it. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, and it snaps into place like that, so you can work with it and it doesn't flop around with the lid. But then when you turn it back over, the pad is, you can tell this is old. It's upside down. So your thing reads properly with the pad upside down. So it's designed to store like this, flat, but yet you can read what color it is and everything like that from the end of it.
And the pad is down.
But apparently they're supposed to be where you can just store them on their sides. So, and I'm to the point anymore where, you just kind of got to do what you got to do. If you try to store these upside down, they're bare when the lid comes off. I had them in my drawer upside down, and the other day Jeffrey was trying to go through them for me, and he was having so much trouble because the lid kept popping off.
Yeah, because those lids don't really, you're right. There's no clicking. They just kind of,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
That way you sell more re-inkers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
I guess that's true.
'cause I store mine this way, and I have little, and I made a box for them and they store them sideways. And I've
So
got
here's my
little,
end papers
I got the little thingy on the
in the
bottom.
back and in the front. Kind of wish I'd done it the other way, because that's really cute, but I didn't see this paper when I grabbed that.
I like that. That's adorable. Those are cute.
Okay.
Very cute.
Thank you.
Guys, I have to Jeff's going to bed and we usually turn the air conditioner way far down. So I need to go
Take off
put
your
on
clothes
some
or-
what?
Nothing. I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking you turned it up so that it wouldn't run so much in the night, not turning it down. So
Yeah, we keep it up to 80 or better in the daytime and then turn it down at night so that it's cooler to sleep.
yeah.
So and I don't want him to try to sleep warm. So I'm going to go put some longer pajama pants things on and grab my jacket just in case it gets cold in here. I don't think it will. So I'll be gone about 5 minutes.
Alrighty.
Turning the
Okay.
bed down and the air conditioning down, getting ready for
Yep.
bed.
Yep, that's what we do. Uh-huh.
I keep my AC at 78
Me too, all the time.
all the time.
78 and then 72 for the heater.
Yeah, I try really hard not to. And I usually can get through the winter. Like this past winter, the coldest it was one morning when I got up, it was like 68 in the house and it warmed up, I put a sweater
Yeah.
on. I
Well,
try not to use any heat in the winter-ish in the
Yeah.
summer, if you want to call it winter. It's
well, I'd be breathing frost if I did that.
right. Yeah.
Because we have weather here. That's
Yeah,
one thing that's for sure.
I know. I mean, real Floridians swear that there are 4 seasons, and I just don't see 4 seasons here. I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, there's hot, and then we've got 2 seasons. It's hurricane season and not hurricane season. That's it.
There you go.
And hurricane season is 6 months. It's June 30th to November 30th, and then there's whatever else. I guess I miss the fall the most.
Yeah. Fall is my favorite time of year around here
Yeah.
because it's not as windy as spring, but the temperatures are about the same. It's really nice.
Yeah. We had beautiful falls when I lived, in southwestern New York. Oh, the Allegheny Mountain. Oh, the fall, the colors were just breathtaking. But we would have usually snow by Halloween, and sometimes it would snow from Halloween to Mother's Day, and that was a little much.
Yeah.
We had I had a neighbor that had a life-size, like reindeer on the front lawn at Christmas time that was all lit up. And by the end of January, all you could see were its eyes. That's how much snow there was.
Oh my goodness.
It would be nothing to wake up to a foot of new snow in the morning. And they would not cancel. I was teaching at the time. They would not cancel school. The only time we would have a snow day is if there was wind, and that affected the visibility of the school bus, drivers. But if it was just straight snow, school was on.
Yeah. Well, I know when I was in school, of course, I lived here
Hmm.
all my life. So when I was in school, I think we got two snow days out my whole school career,
Oh, wow.
and that was because we got like 20 inches or something.
Right.
But now, if there's any ice or if there's snow, um, over 5 inches or something, they go ahead and cancel school. But they have days built into the calendar
Yep, we
for
did too.
snow, and
Yeah,
we didn't have that back then. It was just a day you missed.
and if we
So,
didn't use all our snow days, then sometimes they would make Memorial Day weekend a 4-day weekend instead of a 3-day weekend if we didn't use all the snow
oh
days.
yeah,
But I think they had like five built-in snow days. We had a lot of snow. We were about an hour south of Buffalo, so we had all of the lake effect snow. So you could get really dumped on
yeah.
in a really fast. Sometimes it would snow so hard when you were driving, it would look like you were driving backwards. That was like the sensation that you were.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I ended up in many a ditch. And the last year I lived
current
there,
Stampin' Up! One, it still does the same thing. It's just without the bumps. Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. I need to write start. START. Okay, guys. Choose a number between 1 and 50.
I don't know why I didn't even think about digging stuff out to give away tonight.
That's
My
fine. You
brain
don't
has
need to
been
worry.
so.
Um, when I got these, I got them specifically to do some of that with.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
cool. I just feel bad because I didn't think
don't
about it.
do not feel bad. The thing of it is that if I take them out of the packaging, I can actually send it in a regular envelope for it's less than an ounce if I take the packaging off.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. So it was something that was very reasonable for what I wanted to do with it. So that
Yeah.
was
that's what I miss about my Tuesday morning. They had great embossing folders at Tuesday mornings. Now they're gone.
Yep, they're gone.
uh-huh.
Mine just
Helen
closed.
and Mark had gone clear out to the one it's in Gulf Breeze and or Destin. I can't remember. It was it's down on the out on the beach. And one day when I was talking to her and they'd gone clear out there, she said they didn't have anything any more than ours had. So
Every time I would go, there would be less and less arts and crafts stuff until it'd be 2 aisles, then it was 1 aisle, and then it was a half an aisle, and then it was a quarter of an aisle, and then it was it just seemed like pillows, napkins, and then they went out of business.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
ours had just so much little craft store. No, Lisa, we did not go to look for geodes in Iowa. We ended up not doing the the rock hunting that we had wanted to do. For one, it got hot by the time we got to Iowa. Um, and two, we didn't end up in Arkansas where we planned on being. So that was it all turned kind of around. We went the wrong we we ran into trouble, and so we turned around, went back to Alabama, spent an extra week in Alabama, and then we decided to go north into Elkhart, and we just changed our plans is all. um it's one of those things we can do another day. Okay, guys. Yeah, Barbara's back. um I've got 23 people watching, and very few people have chosen a number, so choose a number between 1 and 50. I'm going to give you a few more minutes to do it. But anyways, we ended up not doing the crystals and everything that we had kind of planned on doing. So we didn't try to hunt geodes. We did go to LeClaire. We spent, and one of the reasons why is because when we were in that edge of Iowa, it was hot, and it was also the weekend, and we just decided against trying to do that. So, but then we went to the Amana colonies, which neither one of us had ever been to before. And then we went to the farm. So, okay, I'm going to say stop. I guess 1, 2, 3 more. Let me find my thing before I do. Okay. STOP. All right, let's get a number here. 39. Barbara has 38.
Ooh.
Did anybody have 39? Nope.
Looks like Barbara.
Yeah.
Yay, Barbara.
Barbara. Okay, Barbara dear. I have, oh, wait a minute. Let me make myself big, I guess. I have a happy birthday one. I have a Chevroni. Yes, you won a Chevroni one. And I have this funny thing that they call a quatrefoil. Which one would you like, my dear? We must be really lagging.
Yeah.
There's usually a 10-second lag, but this seems a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, because
Chevron, she said. Let me think, Chevron.
Okay, this one, right? Yeah, that's what it is. It's a chevron. Okay. How do you spell chevron? C-H-E. Okay. But I have your address, so I mean, I know I have yours, so it's not a big deal. I got it. Oh, and she finally got my package.
Oh, well,
Finally.
good.
Yeah. I was beginning to think it was never going to come. Oh, she said, let me think. Let me think. Okay, let you think. I will let you think. After this pocket, I think I need to do some decorating because, you know, I'm finding that making pages a little boring.
Yeah.
It's time to do something different. Although, you know, I've made some strange pockets too, so that's cool. Okay. Well, let's use this one. It will work. Usually, though, And when we turn the air conditioner down at night, it doesn't, it runs a little bit more, but not a lot, than it does in the evening anyways.
Yeah, because it's cooled
And
down
then,
hopefully a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, it's cooled down a little bit, but then the next morning when we turn it back up, it'll be 11:30 before it runs again. So most days now, when it was 103 by 10 o'clock, it ran this morning. So
Yeah, we didn't get that hot today. We weren't anywhere near 103.
oh yeah, it was easily 103 by noon.
I mean, it was 95, feels like 113, but it wasn't, it was like,
Oh, we've been having heat indexes of like 115 or something like that is where the heat indexes are falling.
you'd think
Um,
you'd be cooler because you're north, but that doesn't, I guess.
no, um, Barbara says she doesn't even think the stamps were canceled. Well, that's weird.
No, there's always a breeze here.
Well, yeah. Are you on the water?
I'm about 10 miles inland from the Atlantic.
Okay. Okay. Well, we have the barrier island, and then Pensacola is sitting on the mainland, and then there's the peninsula that's out past the barrier island. So we're a ways from the beach, and we are like 10 miles from the bay, so we're even further from the actual ocean. So we don't get a lot of the effects in some respects. We get some of it, but not all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, there's always a breeze here, which is nice.
And the humidity is super high.
Right.
And
my dad got his wings is at Pensacola Naval Station.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've got a
Well,
picture.
Jeffrey was born at the Pensacola Naval Hospital.
My sister was too.
Uh-huh.
I was born on the Newport Naval Station in Newport, Rhode Island. She was born in Pensacola.
Now, when Jeff's dad got sent to Korea, they were in California and Hawaii for a while, but when he got sent to Korea, they came back here and stayed with his grandmother in their little house. So, but the kids have lived in California and Hawaii, and then his dad got shot in Korea. Jeff's dad was in World War II, Vietnam, Korea and Vietnam. No, his dad got shot in Vietnam.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, 3 days before he was supposed to come home.
That's crazy.
Well, he went in a helicopter to get some young kids.
Wow. My dad was, I guess, my dad got the Navy Cross for the Battle of Midway, and he had, I guess, 2 aircraft carriers that were torpedoed when he, where he was supposed to land. But fortunately, there was other aircraft carriers in the vicinity that he was. And then he was stationed in San Diego and Coronado, and they were training. They were doing night flights and training, getting ready for Korea, when he got a fungus in one of his lungs, and they didn't know what to do other than to remove his lung. So that was the end of his naval career.
That-
And
Mm.
that was it. So I didn't grow up, I was 18 months old, I think, when that happened.
Julie's going on a little trip. Yay! Have fun, Julie.
Yeah.
We'd a lot rather you be doing that than sitting here watching
Oh,
us.
yes. Yeah. So,
How fun.
do you know that we're supposed to switch thingies again?
At midnight. Good grief! I better get over there. Okay. I'm gonna go out of here and go see y'all over in a minute.
Okay. Come in and let me know you're there. Oh, I actually will probably hear it. Come in.
And then there was 2. Ha ha ha.
And then there was 2. Yeah. Well,
And then there'll be 1. And then there'll be 2 again. I know where I'm going. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I understand. Go to bed, sleep.
Tomorrow's Saturday, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, it's Saturday now.
For you, it is.
Yeah.
I have 3 minutes before it's Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see here. First, we need to do this glue, this glue, this glue, and then we need to glue up this side right here. Hi, Rhonda. She's still up. And she has to be back at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, when does Wanda's coming on? I saw her name, right? Wasn't?
Yeah, she's gonna be here from 6 to 9. At least that's what Lisa told me.
Well, I saw her name on the thingy, the list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's never streamed before, but we figured it out. So
This is a good place to test your streaming wings, so to speak.
That's right.
Because you're not alone. You have partners.
Okay, let's test this out now. How's this going to work? Is this going to work right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's going to work really fun. Okay. I'll have to redo the holes, but that's all right. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to put this on here. Frost here. Down this one. Okay, as soon as I get this glued on, guys, we're going to move over to Lisa's. She's probably got the stream open. But I want to glue this down so that I don't mess it up. Okay. Anne, thank you for coming.
You're very welcome.
Really appreciate it. Have fun. Enjoy your nice, lovely evening.
Okay.
And I can't wait till Sunday night. Oh, wait a minute, guys. Just so you remember, Mike Deacon is coming on Anne's channel Sunday night at 5.
Yes, he's going to be my guest.
5 Eastern time, though.
That's
5
right.
Eastern time. So,
5 Eastern. Yep.
So
on my YouTube channel, Ann C.
Right.
Law. If you go to YouTube and hit the search, it's Ann C. Law, and I should pop up. And Mike is going to be my guest. Yay!
Yay! Barbara, if you're capable, will you go over to Lisa's channel and post Anne's don't worry about posting it here, but go post it on Lisa's stream when she opens up. So anyways, guys, we'll see you later. I'm going to end the broadcast so I can get over there.